Shut up, Roosevelt.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Indianapolis Colts.
What are you talking about?
Now this will make it into the end zone.
I didn't hear what was said. I was turning the volume up.
Well, conventional football 101 tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Kareem Hunt. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, helped their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to wind up and air it out. And got his man complete. The 20, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Chase Claypool, 84 yards. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead.
Randy Bullock lining up for the point after.
Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, 81 yards. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. That's a great response. You give up the first score of the game, but you go right down yourselves and get the equalizer.
I just had a flashback there. I remember playing in a game like that in college where one of my teammates had said in the media that week, the opposite team would be lucky to cross the goal line. They crossed it in the first minute of the game. On our first offensive play, we scored to answer back. Something similar to what we just saw there.
Very similar to what we just saw. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
20-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points...
That's why we're going to trade down and we not drafting the QB.
Figure out how to fix things there.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 26-yard line.
Zach, yeah, they're saying we would take him at number 2 over Field.
On the delay, here's Hunt.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one.
Yeah, Zach Wilson. That's what we're talking about.
Try and keep the defense honest.
Zach Wilson and Trey Lance.
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now.
Yep, and he gone.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he connects with Ebron. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third.
I mean, I don't. He shouldn't want to go there either. But
this afternoon, and it's a first down.
Yeah, he wouldn't care. He like everybody was saying he should have skipped us, but I don't see why they would say that and why they wouldn't say the same thing about Jacksonville. At least with us, at least we trying to.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
And the fact is, we're a better team than Jacksonville.
Their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. He does like college. He's the man. He's the man on Clemson. Why not? I mean, he's gonna be number one. That as long barring any injuries.
And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory.
I mean, it would go up in the league too because, like, number one money. You sunshine. You can have whoever you want at that.
Get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They're not that bad because yep, coaching and yeah, in Jacksonville he got Chark, he got
his first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
I wouldn't take one. I mean, definitely not taking one early. I get one with my second round. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, shoot, we can probably get the cream of the crop at the top of the second. We're gonna have the first pick in the second round because in real life they alternate.
They'll run it here with Hunt. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent
What happened?
game.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Sunday, we're playing fucking Friday, man. 7-0.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And a short gain down to about the 33. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2.
That's cosmetic, yeah.
They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And brought down.
Right, yeah. Still, he got to take care of it because she can't see and all that.
Gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he is going to stop cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Colts' 24-yard line.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll run. This is Hunt. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They run with Hunt. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Right.
The run got
Oh,
4.
no.
Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup.
On the run, this is high. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Tackle made at the 5-yard line. A 3-yard
7-7, our
Did-
score after 1.
Yeah, did he move the lead?
The Steelers on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's Hunt. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard and it brings up 4th.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense because to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
A 23-yard attempt.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. That drive just seemed to go for an eternity. I could kind of hear our sponsor saying, hey, we need to get our product pushed here. But then it ends in a field goal.
Yeah, how about that? Not enough time for product placement, but plenty of time to get 3 points out of the deal. I know that the guys on defense, though, they want to get those products out there. They want to stop that drive, just weren't able to do so.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they hit the home run last drive. 1 play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love you.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
1st and 10.
He got 29 yards that time. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Now a pass hauled in downfield. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Denzel Mims, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts are going to jump back in front.
Brandon, they just got the ball, and already they're in the end zone, and you're getting ready to talk about the PAT. That was fast.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
Man, I'm lighting Beast's ass up.
The back of the end zone. And no chance to
First drive was 1 play scoring.
17-yard line.
Second drive was 3 play scoring.
17-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal. And I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out and out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Trying to get it to Ebron, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic.
You saw what?
He shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback
How'd you shoot yourself in the foot?
negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw.
Why would you sit Chubb against the
And they
Jets?
go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. The give to Taylor. Looking for a crease.
I told you should play Chubb against the Jets.
Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long.
And 12.
Now back to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that
they're a passing team.
To excellent field position. When that drive started,
I would have played for Ned maybe in my flex.
Blankenship's kick is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10.
Nah, I'm not starting them over Gibson either.
Off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or in this case a field goal.
Yeah, Cook, Chubb, and Cook, Chubb, and Gibson.
He only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily. I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does...
And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Colts add on to their lead. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover.
Yeah, that's their pride.
Turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
Yeah, I do.
And this carries into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the
Nah, which one's that on? Netflix or what?
Not a good one.
18-yard line.
Amazon Prime. What's the title though?
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to our 3rd and 3. They'll set up a throw. Looking deep here for Ebron. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete.
Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense.
Come on, Ortiz. Get that pick, boy.
Big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
And taken right on the 30. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
At their own 47-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start...
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Bud Dupree leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Denzel Mims with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points.
The score, Colts 31.
So what?
Steelers 10.
So after the touchdown,
Oh, the Kung Fu.
kicking off.
Donnie Yen is a bad motherfucker too, bro. Like, I ain't know he. What movie did I just watch? And I just realized that Donnie Yen and Jet Li was in it. But I watched that Mulan on Disney Plus with the fam. Man, that shit was good as hell. But did you know Jet Li was the Emperor?
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Oh, okay. I couldn't. I ain't even like. I looked at the motherfucker and didn't even realize it.
You're thinking about jump-starting your team.
Oh, so yeah, I'm gonna go look at him and then I'm gonna be like, okay, that's him.
But you gotta figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3
Yeah, that was a good move.
as they'll stop the clock with 26
Yeah, of course.
seconds to go until halftime.
I've seen all them classic Disney movies. I ain't gonna front.
They'll set up to throw. They'll go screen here to Hunt. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando.
You said what?
Check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
You put out all the ebook plays on him, huh?
Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive
Stretch
the
is just
football.
that's a cheese. That's been a cheese play for the last 3 battles. I stopped that shit.
Not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Colts take over 1st and 10.
Because most stretches you have to run it to the strong side. Just overload the strong side. It makes it harder. It make, and that's fine too, because even if you flip it, yeah, I mean it's smart to flip it because everybody's gonna overplay it to the other side. But even still, it's harder for you to run it to the weak side anyway. I'm okay with you doing that.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he's got room. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A gain of 28 yards there and give him the first down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. He'll air this one out for Mims. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? He was trying to get it to Denzel Mims that time. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Von Miller doing what he does best with a sack. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down.
This man can't guard me.
22 yards on the pickup there.
You know it. He can't guard none of my receivers out here. Hold up. I just scored. What is it now? It's about to be 38-10. Third quarter.
And the Colts are able to grow their lead. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Colts 38, Steelers 10.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Now this will make it into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
I might be able to get to 77 if I turn up the scoring real quick. Who put 77 on them this season?
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his
Soul's about to come get y'all for jumping on his daddy like that.
And coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming.
We ain't gonna stop that.
Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
First down, Steelers.
Running statement games, huh?
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 36. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Third quarter here in Indy. This is 2nd and 10. We got position on him, and he pulls it in. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
Yeah, he just jumped on me, so now I'm jumping on his daddy. That's what he get. He jumped on me, and who got next? So don't worry about a big league. I'm all over him too, boy.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
That's what you get.
Good for 16 the first. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him? Double him, triple.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Another touchdown. Another one.
There to make the grab. And the Colts just continue to pour it.
Another one.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles.
They fucked me at the very end, like always.
Finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
I was up on them the whole second half until the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter.
They all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And his pass is intercepted for the
Jalen Thompson with the pick. Jalen Thompson.
That interception sets them up beautifully.
Thank you.
In the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Because Briggs ain't going nowhere.
Here's a throw complete right.
He got retro in his division. He finished.
They're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the
Yeah, retro's in his division. He finished.
Unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
He got the Bengals.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down.
The 2-yard line.
They'll run here with Taylor. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Second and goal from the 1.
Gain a yard. Brings up second and goal.
Again, it'll be Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out.
Hey, after this game, let's get on that.
Short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
I ain't worried about that play right now.
Grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Makes the score Colts 52, Steelers 10.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and it finally came down to a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get
I don't want the Cowboys to make it because they talking about the Cowboys would be our prime pick to trade down for.
takes it across the 40-yard line.
And I don't. They got to have a top 10 pick for me to want to trade down for.
Return with more after this. You're watching
How many first rounds Cowboys got? Just one?
So signs of
For some
life
reason
in
they
what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10.
For some reason, some draft scenarios said that they had 2 first rounds.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact.
Some scenarios said they had 2 first rounds. And they would give us the 8 and 15. That's what they were projected to have, was the 8 and 15. That might have been with them completing another trade for
That's a great question, and my suspicion is
I think that was with them completing the trade for that.
to not show that he's having a problem. They always tell you no matter what, you
I don't
keep
see them
going
trading
while you're
that.
confident. offense. But we're not seeing a
But I mean, for
for
their cap situation, they might trade Cap.
And my goodness, another interception.
Yeah, they are.
Picked up by Malik Hooker. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all...
Now he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown.
Man, that boy got double me on. You got to double him.
32 yards. And thanks to the interception, the Colts offense cashes.
Yeah, they got a one.
6.
They just don't got 2. I need somebody got to have 2 for me to trade down. Or you better be giving me a whole lot of 1s.
Steelers 10.
Oh, don't worry about it. I guarantee you we get 3 1s out of this deal somehow. Boy, I would you would see a stacked Jets team in real life.
Get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Yeah, they let them walk. Yeah, if I was the Jets GM, you best believe you'll see a good roster on that team, boy. Oh, don't worry about it.
But it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the
I'm gonna make some. I'm gonna make some calls. It's gonna get done, Monk. It's gonna get done. Oh! Let me get that. That's Cashman, babe. Oh! Cashman fumbled it, but Ortiz picked it up. Let's go, Ortiz. Okay.
Instead, they'll keep the possession on the INT.
At the 28-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And
Oh, come on, bro. Oh, yo, damn daddy just quit on me, bro.
That Chris has been crazy on technology. Watch this. Call up football people. Watch what he say. Man, I don't know what the hell happened. Man, just take the goddamn game, man. Shit be done. Your ass lagged out. We got some good matchups. We got Don't versus Shook Tools. And but deep hunter, I was like, somebody gonna get upset out there.